Always been a little bit different, doing things my own way. But when you came along, that all changed. You tore down these big old walls, wrapped around my heart of stone. Your sweet love turned this house into a home. Life with you might have ups and downs. I can't believe what I found. The missing piece to my heart. You changed me to become a better man. Everything that I've been through was worth it just to get to you. Life with you might have ups and downs. I can't believe what I found. The missing piece to my heart. You changed me to become a better man. Girl, you never know what you mean to me. Someday I'm gonna buy you a ring. Life with you might have ups and downs. I can't believe what I found. The missing piece to my heart. You changed me to become a better man.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Are you ready? It's showtime. Please welcome Tim Kelly.
Storm does brew,
Welcome
she won't let it show.
Tim Kelly.
Carries the weight of a heavy load. In silence, she tends to grow. Through the good times and the bad, she stands tall, won't let it drag. She's been quiet, keeping it all in, not one to share her blues. Handles pain with a hidden grin. Her heart's got its own truths. She doesn't call, doesn't cry, just keeps on moving strong. But her soul, oh, it whispers in the night. She's a fighter, hidden in plain sight. Never asking for a shoulder, never needing a hand. She's got the heart of a lion in this land. In the quiet moments, she finds her peace. With the stars as her guide, she'll never ease. Morning sun, another day begins. She faces it alone. No one sees the battle within, but she's tougher than they know. And when the rain falls down, she doesn't drown. She finds her ground. Dusty boots and a worn-out heart, she keeps on riding through the dark. Silent strength in every step she takes. For her own sake, she'll never break. But her soul, oh, it whispers in the night. She's a fighter, hidden in plain sight. When the night is long and the road gets rough, she holds her head high. She's made of tougher stuff. Walks through fire, doesn't make a sound. In a world that's heavy, she won't be bound. And when the shadows loom near, she conquers every fear. But her soul, oh, it whispers in the night, hidden in plain sight. Never asking for a shoulder, never needing a hand. She's got the heart of a lion in this land. Through the valleys and the peak, her silence speaks volumes, can't you see?
His name is Larry Chamberlain. That is called Silent Strength. And before that, another great tune called Missing Piece. And we'll have one more from Larry Chamberlain here in just a moment. Welcome to a Triple Play Thursday edition of the Tim Kelly Show, live from Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world. And we are live on our website at KICRIndyCountryRadio.com. I've got a couple of great radio interviews tonight, too. I've got Mr. Wade Jennings going to be with me at the bottom half of hour number 1. At the bottom half of hour number 2, Miss Terry Knight is going to join the program from Texas, and we're going to have a good time on the radio. You're going to hear 3 songs in a row from every artist all show long. That is how we do it on Triple Play Thursday. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you tuned in. You can tune in on YouTube Live, and that is at KICR Indie Country Radio. I'm on my personal Facebook account on Facebook Live, and got lots of folks tuned in over there as well. Man, this is good to hear and see at the same time. I want to give a big thank you and shout out to all of the other stations that replay this program. Great radio stations like KUHS Denver at KUHSdenver.com, Country Road 58 from Germany, countryradio.musicbox4friends.com from Belgium, DevilsCountryRadio.com, RadioTheKing.be, also from Belgium. We are on Bourbon Trail Radio, Top Shelf Radio Texas, LakeParadiseRecords.net, a great Sony Orchard record label. You can also check us out on TV. We are on CanyonStar.tv. We're on the YouTube channel at KICR Indie Country Radio. Also, the show goes over to Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and Pandora, Apple Podcast. Wherever you stream music, you can search The Tim Kelly Show, and you will be listening to what I call New Country's Best. The third one in the triple play for Larry Chamberlain is called Dust Trail Memories on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on Triple Play Thursday.
You laughed, caught my eye, no surprise. Summer nights, fireflies, just me and you. Knew from the start our hearts would stay true. Pick up rides and sunsets fade hand in hand. This country love is part of our plan. Since the barn dance, saw you in that sundress, took my heart and took my hat. Girl, how do you do that? Got me wondering where you've been at. This old truck knows your road by now. memories can't slow down. Front porch sipping sweet tea in the dust. Your head on my shoulder, just us. Crickets sing our love song, night so calm, wrapped in each other, right where we belong. No city lights could ever compare to this simple life we share. Just the rising and running under hay. You can say, can he pace it over there? Only tear. Summer days and autumn haze, side by side, through every season, you're my ride or die. From hay bales to fishing tails, all day long. Our kind of love is strong. Dirt roads to where the wildflowers lie. We find our heaven under this vast sky. No city lights could ever compare to this simple life we share. There's some morning, saw you in that sundress, took my heart and took my hat. Girl, how do you do that? Got me wondering where you've been at. Oh, this old truck knows your road by now. From the creek's edge to the open fields, this love we've got, it's so real. Dirt roads dancing in the barn, stars are high, lost in the rhythm, just you and I. Harvest moon, midnight glow, holding tight, never let
It's time for today's newest country music, Indie Country Radio, with Tim Kelly.
J. Michael Adams, 35, Kentucky born, and he survived by his wife and his 3 boys. Good Lord. Plain wooden casket, peace lilies in a wicker basket. Dry eyes, it's no surprise, he was living on borrowed time. Who did it? Who done did it? Somebody took one for the team. Who did it? Who done did it? Never gonna find out it was me. She called me up at 3:15. Big sister, he hit me. Enough is enough, said give me 15. His blood's thicker than whiskey. I waited long enough till he was blackout drunk. Cinder block on the pedal, threw him in his truck. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Who did it? Who done did it? Never gonna find out it was me. Who did it? Who done did it? Take it to the grave, baby, rest in peace. His mama's still crying, and the preacher keeps on lying. No, he was not a man of God, 'cause he'd been called too many times. He was a thief and a cheater, a natural born deceiver. But the moment that he beat her, his ass was mine. She called me up at 3:15. Big sister, he hit me. Enough is enough, said give me 15. His blood's thicker than whiskey. I waited long enough till he was blackout drunk. Cinder block on the pedal, threw him in his truck. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Who did it? Who done did it? devil's telephone. You don't gotta watch the news, just sit down and place your order. Specials up on that chalkboard, and something's brewing in that corner. They pour their coffee and get their tea, but you didn't hear it from me. That sugar in his cup ain't the only thing he's stirring up. Says he saw my cousin Kelly get out of someone else's truck. She looked tired and she looked sweaty, and her husband gets back this week. But you didn't hear it from me. Drink it up like water, come and get your fill. These tales keep getting taller. Run that rumor mill. You know what you do, you assume before you even know the truth. Every lie you tell is like poison in the well. Word got round to her husband, and now he's taking her to court. He ain't buying what she's selling, now he's filing for divorce. I heard he's taking everything, but you didn't hear it from me. Well, here's what really happened, it's not what you all believe. Her tar blew out on 30, and she was wrenching in that heat. The truck pulled up, said jump in, 'cause I'm headed where you live. Drink it up like water, come and get your fill. These tales keep getting taller. Run that rumor mill. You know what you do, you assume before you even know the truth. Every lie you tell is like poison in the well. That fire don't need stoked, so keep those loose lips closed. It all starts with a whisper on the devil's telephone. Drink it up like water, come and get your fill. These tales keep getting taller. Run that rumor mill. You know what you do, you assume before you even know the truth. Every lie you tell is like poison in the well. It all starts with a whisper on the devil's telephone.
That is called Poison in the Well, and before that, another great song called Rest in Peace from Taylor Austin Dye. You can check out the video to all of those on her YouTube account. Taylor Austin Dye is amazing, and she's going to be performing this Saturday night in Springfield, Missouri at the Southbound Bar and Grill, and yours truly is going to be going over there and meeting her. We're going to take some pictures together, and we're going to watch a great performance of Taylor Austin Dye. Join us at the Southbound Bar and Grill this Saturday night. She takes the stage at 8 p.m. Central Time, and it's going to be a fun show. I'm excited to see her. It'll be my first time getting to see her. I interviewed her last April, I believe it was. One of the biggest shows that I've done interview-wise, and lots of people tuned into that one, so it's going to be great to meet that young lady. Her latest single is called Pharmacy. We're going to play that next, and then I'm going to have our first radio interview of the evening with the great Wade Jennings. He is up next after Taylor Austin Dye and Pharmacy on The Tim Kelly Show from KICR. Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on Triple Play Thursday.
Trading Jack for a little white cap on an orange bottle. Self-medicating, ain't cutting it lately, need something stronger. Doctor said I'm just depressed, avoid the things that cause me stress. I might feel some side effects, but that's a risk I'll take. It'll take more than a prescription to feel and my heart's a racing. Trouble breathing, now I'm here fiending for the rush she gave me. Man behind the counter says to only take it as directed. I can't lie, you know I'm tempted to take the whole damn thing. It'll take more than a prescription to feel what I've been missing. Just trying to get my fix in, one dose at a time. You got me hooked even though it hurts. Strung out everything we were. Ain't no remedy to undo what you did to me. I'm gonna need the whole damn pharmacy. I'm gonna need the whole damn pharmacy. If I'm numb, it's only temporary. It'll take more than a prescription to feel what I've been missing. Just trying to get my fix in, one dose at a time. You got me hooked even though it hurts. Strung out everything we were. Ain't no remedy to undo what you did to me. I'm gonna need the whole damn pharmacy. Ooh, I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna need the whole damn pharmacy.
Tim Kelly Show on KICR Indie Country Radio. It is Triple Play Thursday. That means every artist on the program gets played 3 times in a row tonight. But first of all, I've got a great radio interview. We get to hear the stories behind these next 3 songs. Country music singer, songwriter, and recording artist from Nashville, Tennessee, Wade Jennings is with us on the program tonight. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. How you doing, brother?
Me too. Glad to have you on the program, man. Thanks for your time. We appreciate it.
Oh, you bet, brother. Anytime, man.
Absolutely. You got some great music. This new Jekyll and Hyde album is fantastic. I'm looking forward to playing your music.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. We put everything we had into this one, man. It's all over the place.
Boy, yeah, sounds good. Sounds like you're going to be all over the place, too, especially starting in September of this year. You're going to be doing a tour based out of Los Angeles. You're going to be going to Las Vegas and a lot of other locations yet to be announced.
Oh, yeah. I've signed up with Mobile Recovery, and we're going to be doing a lot of things to help with sobriety in this country, and that's what we're trying to push for.
Yep, that is awesome. And that's kind of the story of your life, of the 43 years it says that you've been on this earth. You know, you were in that world for about 38 years, so congratulations on your recovery.
Yeah, thank you so much. I was actually in it about 27 years, but all the prior years before that was pretty dark, you know, so...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but my drug addiction went on forever, and
Yeah.
I'm just glad to be out of it, man, by the grace of God.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and you're, recovering through your music too, aren't you? Because this is something that's going to help a lot of other people. But, music is therapy. Country music especially tells the great stories that it does, and you're going to be able to help a lot of other people through this mobilized recovery program.
That's the plan. I'm really hoping to, man. I'm trying to use my recovery to help other people recover. Because, man, I'm telling you this right now, if I'm able to do it, just about anybody can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is encouragement right there. Well, you worked in the cotton fields for about 10 years out there in Texas, and I was telling you off the air that I took a tour out there when I sold insurance all over that state, and I got to meet your great uncle, James Jennings, a long time ago, and he's just a real good guy.
Oh, man, he's one of my favorite humans, man. Him and his brother, Bo, I was really close with both of them. I still am with James, but they're just hard-working Texas boys, man. They've always been that way. They're really good folks.
Yeah, right. And speaking of hard work, and I guarantee you the cotton fields aren't easy work either. You did that for 10 years. That's hard work, isn't it?
No, that's real hard work.
Yep.
But I tell you what, it ain't as hard as the music business.
Boy, isn't that the truth? You went from the frying pan to the fire in that one, didn't you?
I sure did.
Yep.
I sure did.
Well,
it's been worth it, though.
Yeah, and your music is fantastic, too. You got some great musical influences, too. I'm looking at some great names. You've also got Jamie Johnson, Leonard Skinner, the Marshall Tucker Band, Chris Janson, T. Graham Brown. He was just here in Branson not too long ago.
Oh, T. Graham?
Uh-huh. Yep.
He's a good old boy, man. I love him a lot. I got to spend some time with him last year. We did the Keith Whitley memorial concert.
Uh-huh.
We'll do it again this year, next week, as a matter of fact. But nobody told me he'd be headlining it. And, you know, I got to hear him do Wine in the Water live, and it hit me so hard. I've been doing it live in my shows ever since.
Man, that is awesome. I got to interview, and headliner was Jesse Keith Whitley last September the 30th at Freedom Jam USA, just outside of St. Louis, and I got to meet him and hang out with him too. So Keith Whitley and Lori Morgan's son, he's a good dude too.
Yeah, he's a really good friend of mine, man. I'll be seeing him next weekend. We'll be out there I'm doing a celebrity golf tournament with him and Jamie.
There you go.
And we're doing the Keith Whitley Memorial. I'm doing a couple of my grandfather's songs for it. And then I'm going to do a bunch of my own songs out at the Red Roof Inn whenever we get done. 'Cause they do they rent the entire Red Roof Inn out there, and they have a big old Keith Whitley party for like days and a ride and all kind of stuff.
Man, that sounds like fun. Well, tell Jesse Keith that Tim Kelly from the Tim Kelly Show said hello. Love that guy, man. He's awesome.
Sure will, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. And so let me ask you this. At what point in your life did you say, hey, I decide I do want to do something in music? And, man, I'm glad you did.
Well, it's been a long time ago, man. My mama got sick. And, you know, me and my mama, we really bonded through music throughout the years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? She'd always heard me sing my heart out, you know. It was always behind closed doors. It was never in public. It was just me and her, you know, and my brother. And I'd sing along. We played Farkle and, you know, stuff like that, dominoes and Yahtzee.
Uh-huh.
And on her deathbed, she asked me if I'd do something with music. She said, son, you're really good and you can do this. And I said, I'll do what I can, Mama. And I tried my best. Threw myself at the wall, see if I stuck, and I guess I did. It took a long time to stay stuck, but I got her.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, and look at you now, touring all over the country.
Yeah, touring all over the world, man. I've been
all over the world. Making your mama proud. Well, you're getting heard all over the world tonight, too. This show is syndicated on at least 10 stations, and we got 3 in Belgium. We got Ireland. We got Denver, Colorado. We got Germany. We got a bunch of them.
Well, that's good to hear, man. I hope everybody enjoys it.
Yeah, I guarantee you they will. You used to play, and maybe still do play, for a Dirt Rock Empire band, too. Are you still doing that?
Dirt Rock Empire is the label I'm signed to.
That's the label, okay.
It's a label that the Lax own. I don't know if you know who the Lax are. They're a country rap group, and they're really good.
Mm-hmm.
They've been doing this probably longer than any other country rap group out there, but they're really good folks. Brian and Clay, they took me under their wing, and Brandon United, who's the guy that runs the label. And we do a lot of work together. We've been working together for about 3 years, and I've really enjoyed it, man. Dirt Rock Empire has really brought me a long way, and I'm super appreciative to them.
That is awesome. It says in your bio about 4 years ago, by the grace of God, you have a beautiful wife, and I think I saw 6 children. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations on all of that. Man, there's nothing better than having that family support behind you when you're trying to do this thing in country music, is there?
There ain't nothing better at all. The thing about it is that I've got like a really fine line I'm trying to ride here because I want to be a very present, a very good dad,
yeah.
You know, and a very good husband. Super faithful to my wife. I love my children more than anything, you know, next to God, you know.
Yep.
I've been able to keep the balance, you know what I mean? I go out every weekend, I play, I put a lot of time and effort into the content we put out, but then I come home to my family and I show them that I'm here and I want to be a very present father and love my kids and my wife with all my heart.
That is awesome. Last month was Father's Day in June. I hope you had a great one.
Oh, we did, man. We all packed up and we flew down to Texas. I went to the family reunion and I went and saw my daddy's grave. Hung out with my stepmom for a little while, and it was really a fulfilling weekend, man. I had a great time. My kids got to go visit your grandfather at his resting place, and you know, it was really good. It was very little tears and a whole lot of smiles, man. I loved it.
Man, nothing better than that. And it says you have a booming baritone voice. I can already hear that just talking to you. I've heard your music. That folks are going to figure that out here in just a little bit. But it says you've got a voice as big as Texas. Man, they do it big in Texas in country music, don't they?
They do, man. They do everything bigger in Texas. That's all there is to it.
You know, the Canadians in Texas is probably the 2 biggest places I get my music from. I've been doing this show since you started. I started probably about the same time as you in music, about 2012. I started this show back in May of 2012.
Yep, you've probably been doing it just a couple months longer than me then, because I started around September of 2012.
Yep.
That's when my mama passed away.
Mm-hmm. You know,
Since my mama passed away, I hit the ground running, man.
There you go. You know, I've been playing the Independents for all of that time. Well, pretty much the Independents. We were playing like Tyler Farr and Cole Swindell and some of those guys, and the independent artists kept coming to me and saying, "Hey, you're really good. Would you play my music?" And it just kind of went from there. And I get so much music now, I don't even have to go looking for it. In fact, Jason from your media company is the one that I want to give a big shout out to as well. JWA Media for setting up this interview, and he found me, and he's promoted Bree Carter. I've got her interview coming up, and then you as well. So that's some good stuff. He's working with some good artists.
Yeah, Jason's great, man. He's been around. He's been around a lot. He used to work with T. Graham Brown. He used to work with Tom Wopat.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a really great guy. Plus, he served our country well.
Yep.
And I just love the guy, man.
Awesome.
Jason's a great guy.
I got to interview Tom Wopat's buddy in the Duke of Hazzard, John Schneider, too. He was here in Branson for a while doing some shows.
That's awesome.
Yep.
You know, I got a childhood memory from Branson, Missouri. I don't remember exactly where it was because I was a kid, but there's this lodge there that has an endless pool in it.
Uh-huh.
It's got like this stream that goes through it that they've never found the bottom to.
Wow.
And it's got a bunch of cabins. It's got a bunch of country music stars plaques on the front of them. But you know, I stole my grandfather's golf cart one time out there and took off. And when he found me, he was like, "Don't you ever do that again." But that all happened in Branson, Missouri, man. I remember it.
You know, I worked at a resort one time, and they told us if somebody steals those golf carts, it's considered Grand Theft Auto. That's an automobile.
Yeah, that is. But I wasn't but like 8 years old, so I don't think they was going to charge me too much.
Okay.
Not to mention I was Waylon's grandson. I don't think they're going to charge me.
Yep, exactly.
For that.
They'll let you slide with a warning.
Yeah, maybe. Let's have a guy down the highway or something. I don't think it would happen then.
Yep, that is good stuff. Jekyll and Hyde, the title track of your latest project. That's the first song we're going to play tonight. You know, that is a famous phrase, and Jekyll and Hyde, I think, has been movies and things, documentaries or whatever. But how'd you come up with this for the title track?
Well, I was riding with my buddy Wes Ship. You know, I met him out in Columbus, Ohio, and we get together once or twice a year, and we'd write a bunch of songs. You know what I mean? And this one I can't really take no credit for. The only thing I wrote on it was the bridge. But it really felt like it encased my whole life, man, because I've been fighting my inner demons for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And I'm finally starting to win. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what this song is to me. It's a song about fighting your inner demons and keeping the beast at bay. You know what I mean? Because we all have a devil on one shoulder and an angel on the other. And, you know, the devil on that one shoulder is telling you, do it, do it, do it. And the angel's telling you, don't do it, don't do it. But, you know, it's just kind of where I'm at. And that's why I use it for the title track on this album, is because it kind of encases the whole thing. On this album, you got songs about your inner demons, songs about addiction, songs about love, songs about being a patriot, songs about just anything you could possibly have. Anything I could possibly put a song out about is on this album. I touched every area of my life that meant something to me and had a profound effect on me. And Jekyll and Hyde was a good beginning to a long, long story, I thought.
Yeah. You know, I love that about you guys, because you put your heart and your soul out there in your music, and it's the story of your life. And like I say, it helps you heal, but it's going to help a lot of other folks too.
I pray to God it does. That's what I'm trying to do with my platform, is help others, man. That's what I'm really trying to do.
There's a great video to this too, Jekyll and Hyde. You guys need to go check it out on YouTube from Wade Jennings. Tell us about shooting that video. That's a lot of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Gio Gote is a great, great videographer, man. He has a great vision. He's like one of these guys who likes comic books and likes you know, all these different kinds of movies and stuff. And he's just really artistic when it comes to visuals, man. And me and him work really well together. He'll come up with an idea, and I'll come up with an idea, and then we'll kind of wrestle around on both of them, and then we'll kind of come up with a happy medium until we come up with something we're both happy with. And not only did we make great videos, we created a great friendship between the two of us, and it's just been awesome. I just love creating content with this guy. He's just great.
Nothing better than that. Now, most of the artists, and you're one of those that write their own material, do you collaborate, and have you co-written with some other folks too?
Oh, yeah, I co-wrote with a lot of people on this album. I co-wrote with Wes Ship, David Wade, Sam Lowe, Shane Grove, amongst others, man. There's been Justin Johnson. I mean, I used to go about things. I wasn't putting out no music that I didn't write. You know what I mean? Because I figured if I'm an artist, it should be my art. But the thing about it is that when you're creating something, you don't know what anybody else is hearing. You know what I mean? It takes a village to raise a baby. It should take the same to raise a song. You know?
Yeah.
You got to take a bunch of opinions before you know what the real consensus is. Because some people love to eat peanuts, but some people peanuts will kill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So you gotta really take a consensus on what people feel about the music before you know in your own heart that you've done good. You know, because it ain't all about you. It's all about everybody.
Yep.
And we gotta figure out where everybody's at and what everybody's gonna enjoy to make that happen.
Well, I think everybody's going to enjoy what we're going to play tonight of yours. I know I enjoyed it tremendously, and you got 3 great songs here, man. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. There's only 8 more to come.
There you go. Absolutely.
9 more.
Yeah, make sure I get my hands on them because I love showcasing the new music, and first doesn't bother me at all, too. I love to get them out on the air first for you.
Oh, you bet, brother. You just keep up with Jason. Jason will get them to you, bud.
That sounds amazing. Let me ask you, too, let's give a big shout-out to the recording studio that you used to produce all of these tracks that we're going to play tonight.
I did all my work. A guy named Gary Carter produced this album, and we recorded at Danny Parks' studio at his house. And Danny Parks is the lead guitarist of the Grand Ole Opry. And him and the guys he uses, and we just all have sort of a common sound. It sounds good. You know what I mean? So when we got in the studio, first project we did together, we sort of filled each other out. You know what I mean? We did a great job. It was a great project. But this next one we came up with, we went in there and we just banged them out of there, bud.
Wow.
I'm talking about these songs on this album. I'm telling you, I said a huge prayer before we put this album out, before we put this album together. A huge one. I got down on my knees and I talked to God like he was sitting right there, and he was like my best friend. I let him know everything about me, everything, how grateful I am, what I'm looking to do with my life. And I prayed to God that he would help me do this step by step. And I feel it in my heart that he's been with me every step of the way on this project, because everything that could have went right, and everything that could have went wrong didn't.
Man.
So, I mean, I'm telling you, by the grace of God, we put together one great project.
Well,
and I thank God for that every day.
And you got those angels that you mentioned in your corner. You got your dad, your grandma, and those folks are watching over you, and they're going to be loving every minute of it, too.
I sure hope so, man, because I work hard at it. I do.
Absolutely. Man, hard work is always the best thing, and I mention that all the time. I'm looking at 3 minutes and 46 seconds in Jekyll and Hyde, but there's a whole lot more that goes into it than that, isn't there?
A whole lot more. And I got a great team that helps me make it happen, man. My manager, Tammy Carolus, David Wade, my publicist, Jason, Brandon United, absolutely everybody that's in my band. My band is just amazing, and it's just so many moving parts that nobody understands. When you're watching these videos, you're going to see me and you're going to hear me. But you got to know there's a village behind me making this happen, man. That's just all there is to it.
There's so many genres within country music. We've got that Texas red dirt country that you have down there in Texas, and then we got the outlaw country like your daddy made, and there's pop country. There's so many genres within country music. Isn't that a neat thing? I love that, too.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. It's just, I figured we should just stop calling it whatever we call it, just call it art. You know what I mean? Because it's all great, honestly.
Boy, it is. And that's why we call you guys artists, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you can paint a picture in those stories, like your kids, they want to hear a bedtime story before they go to bed, and they get those pictures in their mind. And then next statement you wish them before they go to bed is usually sweet dreams. And that's what they're dreaming of, is those stories that you tell before they go to sleep.
That's the truth right there. There's something to be said about a good old story, man.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Well, Jekyll and Hyde tells one. We're going to play that one, and then we're going to come back and talk some more to Wade Jennings and play 2 more of his songs in just a moment on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this Triple Play Thursday.
Hey there, Dr. Jekyll. Hey, buddy, how are you? It's sure been a long damn time since we chilled like we used to. You got it all together since you left that mess behind. But now and then I'll linger in the corners of your mind. There's not much more that I can say, and if you let me out, there'll be hell to pay. And I'll be damned if you make it out alive. There ain't no use in trying to run from high. You can try your luck, but it's a game you're bound to lose. Two devils on your shoulder trying to tell you what to do. But I'll be right here when your give a damn is gone. We both agree you've kept the beast at bay for way too long. There's not much more that I can say, and if you let me out, there'll be hell to pay. And I'll be damned if you make it out alive. Yeah, there ain't no use in trying to run from high. Can't have the sunshine without the night. On the other side, the wild in your eye. You created me to carry out your dark desire. So when the darkness comes to light, there ain't much more that I can say. And if you let me out, there'll be hell to pay. And I'll be damned if you make it out alive. Yeah, there ain't no use in trying to run from high. Yeah, there ain't no use in trying to run from high. Yeah, there ain't no use in trying to run from high.
His name is Wade Jennings. He is live with us tonight on the Tim Kelly Show. You just heard the title track of his current album. It is called Jekyll and Hyde, and that is fantastic. Well done, my friend.
Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. You definitely have that God-given talent of being able to sing. That is for sure.
I do my best, man.
You do, and that's what we call this station. Actually, our tagline is called New Country's Best.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. So
there you go.
I love to be able to say that behind every song that I play, and I can definitely say that about yours. That is no problem there.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it, brother.
Absolutely.
Put in everything we got.
Absolutely. Tell us about the next one we're going to play. It is called One of These Days.
Man, One of These Days is a song about what I want my future to look like. You know what I mean? And, you know, it that picture has changed a lot over the years, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, but now it's a really beautiful picture. That's what I want. I want to buy a lot of land. I want to build a house. And I want my kids to come home for Christmas, man. I want to see them playing out in the yard. My grandkids playing out in the yard. I want to plant flowers.
Yep.
I want it to look pretty outside when I walk outside. You know what I mean? Whether it be winter, summer, spring, or fall, I want to either see snow or flowers or just the sound of joyful kids playing in the yard. sitting around a table having a good meal with a big family that came from me.
There you go.
That's what I want one of these days.
Now, where is the plans for that house to be? Is it going to be in Nashville, outside of Nashville, or where?
No, it's more likely going to be in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
I've grown to love it out here. Yeah.
Okay, I love that. My dad was born in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Really?
Yep.
I live right outside of Pittsburgh in a little suburb. It's a nice little neighborhood with kids riding their bike down the street. Flowers in the front yard.
Love it.
Just a beautiful place to live, and it's it does really good for my anxiety.
Yep.
Look out the door in the morning, drink coffee, and just watch the birds chirp. I love that.
Man, I'll tell you what, me and my wife did for each other a couple of years ago. We built this water feature out of cinder blocks, and then we put fill dirt in it and a bunch of rock and a pond liner in there. And I've got a fountain that we just love to sit out beside and, and talk and visit and drink our coffee and stuff like that. It is so relaxing hearing that running water. So there's an idea for you.
Well, that's the good life, man. That is the good life right there. The more time you could spend smiling and hanging out with the people you love, or just knowing that you're doing something that's bettering the people you love.
Yep. And
living a good life.
Our thing is never take each other for granted and appreciate the small things. That's really what makes a marriage and a relationship and a family work, isn't it? Those day-to-day things.
It really is. It really is. You just got to show each other the appreciation you deserve. You know what I mean? And just love one another. It ain't going to be perfect. You're going to snip at each other every once in a while, but, as long as you can sit down at the end of the day, have a good meal, and smile at each other, come to agreement. And it's all good.
Absolutely.
Life is where it's supposed to be.
The song that's going to kick off the top of the next hour is called 10-Day Run. Tell us about that one as well.
Okay, 10-Day Run is one rocking country song, man. I love that song so much. I grew up listening to trucking songs.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up, my uncles were truckers. My stepdad was a trucker. I remember riding shotgun with a map scope stretched across the dash.
Yep.
And my stepdad telling me how to do it, filling out logbooks and all this cool stuff and playing on the CB. Trucking was always a big part of my life, man. I always had, like I said, I had an uncle that owned a trucking company. I had another uncle that drove for Mayflower. And my stepdad, he drove for a few different outfits. He mostly hauled cars, but he worked for USA Trucks for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And but I'd always ride shotgun, and I just remember all the smells of a truck and the diesel and all that stuff. And I also remember, Mama not being too happy at home waiting for us to get there.
Yeah.
And I always remember, my uncle's wife not being too happy. My uncle's wife actually set his house on fire. So I decided we were going to write a trucking song, and we was going to include a crazy old lady in there. So that's what we did.
There you go. Well, you're setting the country music industry on fire, too. You probably didn't know that, but yeah.
I'm trying my best, man. I'm trying to see what I can do with it.
My brother is an over-the-road truck driver. He's out of Muskegon, Michigan, and he goes clear to the West Coast and back all the time. So, I appreciate what they do. We all should appreciate that because we don't eat without those folks, do we?
We don't eat. We don't do nothing without them folks. I mean, at my shows, I ask everybody how many truckers we got out there, and there's usually 3 or 4.
Yep.
And I'm realizing now that most of them are at work. Most of them are out there hauling goods or hauling cars or hauling gasoline or milk or whatever they're hauling. They're out there hauling butt,
Yep.
And that's all there is to it.
And
truckers are hard workers.
They like to listen to radio programs like this, and having you on here is going to be a blessing too, because a lot of over-the-road truck drivers have a lot of time on their hands going down the road, and they find these programs. I know there was one I used to listen to. His name was Bill Mack. You probably have heard his radio show. And
I think so.
Yeah, and I used to have a CB handle too. Mine was hunting for bass. I like to bass fish, but I don't care to hunt, so I always said I was hunting for bass.
Well, there you go, man.
Combine the two.
Fishing hole. There you go.
That's right. Speaking of that, what are some of the things that you like to do? That's probably one of them when you're away from the music business.
Yeah, I like to fish a little bit here and there, but most of the time I just spend it with my kids, man. Take them out to the parks and music parks, and I would go to their sports games or dance recitals. Or yeah, I got daughters and sons, so we're always busy doing something with the kids,
Okay.
So I don't really get a whole lot of time for my own leisure activity, but I enjoy hanging out with my kids so much. I guess it is my leisure activity.
There you go. Well, that is awesome. You sound like an awesome dad, and congratulations on all of that. Congratulations on Jekyll and Hyde. It's going to do quite well, and we're sure going to help push it after this interview. We'll be playing your music, my friend.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, brother.
Absolutely. Where can folks find Wade Jennings if they want to check out more of your music and your latest releases that are soon to come up? 8 more coming up.
You can find me at www.wadejennings.com. You spell my first name W-H-E-Y.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird name, but it's mine, and I earned it.
Okay,
you know?
There you go.
But and you can find me at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, just about anything, YouTube. You can pre-order my album on iTunes. Anything else? I mean, you look hard enough. You look just a little bit, you're gonna find me. I'm the only way out there.
There you go. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the time again tonight, and hopefully we can do this radio interview again in the near future if you want to come back and promote something that you want to push to radio. And I love doing that for the folks, and you included. It has been a pleasure getting to talk to you tonight.
Well, thank you so much, brother. I hope to see you again, man. It's gonna be
Absolutely. Cool. His name is Wade Jennings. This is called One of These Days. It is on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on Triple Play Thursday.
Sing my way back home. One of these days I'm gonna lose this urge to roam. One of these days. Yeah, one of these days. One of these days I'm gonna put me down some roots, plant some pretty flowers in these boots. One of these days. Yeah, one of these days. One of these days. My ways are gonna change, and I'll stay, you'll see. I'm gonna buy a lot of land, build a big old house with my own 2 hands. One of these days. Yeah, one of these days. One of these days all my kids will have kids. They'll all come home for Christmas and we'll sit and reminisce. One of these days. Yeah, one of these days. One of these days. I'm gonna do the family thing. Yeah, one of these days. One of these days. I'm gonna do the right thing. Yeah, one of these days.
Another hour of the best in new country starts now on Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
And this is my last load. I'm counting down the minutes till I get to go back home. It's been 10 long days of working while she sits at home all alone. I got 7 days to love her, and these 18 wheels are burning up the road. The stars are bright above me, and I'm howling at the moon. Babe, I hope to be there by tomorrow afternoon. I know that you hate
My baby's sitting on the couch blowing up my phone. I know that she ain't happy, I'm pretty sure she's lit. I don't know how much longer she'll be putting up with this. So I better get back home just as fast as I can before she up and leaves me for some wealthy businessman. The lawn is covered in old blue jeans and half-smoked Marlboro Light. I guess she finally had it. She's taking all she can. It's just a broken story of a long-haul trucking man. It's hard to please a woman who could never please her man. She's taking me for granted. Lord, please help me understand. Everything was torn apart, soaking wet and seen. I didn't make it home before it all went up in flames. So I put my truck back into gear and I just drove away. Good riddance, woman. Don't you come back round here no more, yeah?
His name is Wade Jennings. He is the grandson of the late, great Waylon Jennings. That song is called 10-Day Run, the third one in this triple play tonight, and I wish him a great week ahead and a great weekend, and thanks for doing the program tonight. It was sure a pleasure having you on the show. Wade Jennings, ladies and gentlemen, W-H-E-Y. Go check him out, like him on social media, tell him you heard his songs on the Tim Kelly Show, and he's got 8 or 9 more getting ready to bust out, and we'll be playing his songs for a while. Thank you for the interview tonight. It was great. We want to welcome you to hour number 2 of the Tim Kelly Show. We are live from Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world, live on our website at KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. Just push play on that Radio Boss player. That is the first one as you scroll down the homepage just a little bit. And we are also on our Facebook Live right now and got lots of people I'm chatting with there. I was told by a gentleman during that interview that there need to be more people like me doing what I do. Well, I'll tell you what, let's let Waylon have the 6 kids. I'm one and done with that, all right? But I appreciate that, and we love you right back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for that as well. Jason Black is going to kick off hour number 2 of the show. I've interviewed him in the past, and he's got 3 great songs we're getting ready to play right now. The first one is called Here I Go Again on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on Triple Play Thursday.
It's been a while since I've been out on this town. I don't recognize any faces in this crowd, and so I'm glad that you walked in and broke the ice. 'Cause I was scared to death and trying to hide. I don't wanna fall in love tonight, but something in your eyes tells me maybe I just might. I don't wanna break this heart, but baby I know all the signs, and this is how it is when it begins. Oh, heaven help me, here I go again. Yeah, I used to come here, I used to know my name, but that was years ago. Everything has changed except the way I felt when you walked in. I felt this way before and swore never again. I don't wanna fall in love tonight. Something in your eyes tells me maybe I just might. I don't wanna break this heart, but baby I know all the signs. This is how it is when it begins. Oh, heaven help me. Here I go again. We live, we love, we fall, we break, lose the strength to even try. But that somehow it has a way. And even broken hearts survive. I don't wanna fall in love tonight, but something in your eyes tells me maybe I just might. I don't wanna break this heart, but baby I know all the signs. This is how it is when it begins. Oh, heaven help me. Here I go again. Here I go again. No, I don't wanna break this heart, but baby I know all the signs. This is how it is when it begins. Oh, heaven help me. Here I go again.
Song number 2.
I pulled off the interstate at exit 42. 11 miles of dirt road between where I was and you. That light was on the dashboard, and that needle past the E. And the nearest filling station up at exit 43. But I pressed on. I couldn't wait to get home. 10 miles too empty when you know that you can't wait. You think about where you are going, hoping you won't be too late. And you know that if you get there, it is only by God's grace. Sitting there 11 miles away, 10 miles too empty. I passed by that open pasture where you taught me how to drive. That pond by Mrs. Wilson's barn, we would fish all night. So many little memories from such a little stretch of road. They mean more now to me than I'll ever let you know. Maybe tonight, if I get there in time. 10 miles too empty when you know that you can't wait. You think about where you are going, hoping you won't be too late. And you know that if you get there, it is only by God's grace. Sitting there 11 miles away. And I felt that engine sputter as I coasted in the drive. Heard my mama calling from the porch for me to run inside. And I stood there at your bedside and held on to your hand. Whispered, Dad, I love you as you took your final breath. I'm So glad I could be there for the last. And I thank God that I never stopped for. 10 miles too empty when you know that you can't wait. Think about where you are going, hoping you won't be too late. And you know that if you get there, it is only by God's grace. Sitting there 11 miles away, 10 miles too empty.
His name, once again, is Jason Black. That is called 10 Miles to Empty. And before that, another great song from Jason called Here I Go Again. Well, Here I Go Again, kicking off hour number 2 of the show. We've got another great radio interview tonight. Terry Knight, from the great state of Texas is going to join us here at the bottom half of this hour. And I look forward to talking to her. You're going to enjoy that interview as well. And this is pretty cool. You get the words to the songs across the screen on Facebook Live. You're hearing the music, and I'm seeing who's tuned in, and I'm getting to tag the artist as their song is playing on the radio too, because I'm friends with them, most of them, that is. Out of 4,000 plus friends, I ought to have at least 500 or 600 people in here. So if you see me on TV here on Facebook Live, tell a friend if they love country music. That is for sure. We got it going on tonight. The third one in the triple play for Jason Black, it is called I Don't Want to Move, and you shouldn't. We got lots more coming up on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on Triple Play Thursday.
Hold my hand a little longer. I'm not ready to let go. Let me stay and grow a little stronger before I try this on my own. My heart is aching and my steps unsure. Until I wake, it doesn't matter anymore. So I don't want to move, I just want to stay here inside this room, holding you this way. 'Cause right here in my dreams, it's right where I belong. It's the only place it seems like you're not really gone. Let me hide a little longer from this loneliness inside. Save me from another morning where all I long for is the night. I know I promised I would be alright, and with my eyes closed it doesn't feel like I lied. So I don't want to move, I just want to stay here inside this room, holding you this way. It's right here in my dreams, it's right where I belong. It's the only place it seems like you're not really gone. I know that I must say goodbye, wake up and move on with my life. But please forgive me if I take my time. 'Cause I don't want to move, I just want to stay here inside this room, holding you this way. It's right here in my dreams, it's right where I belong. without you. It's more than I can do. So I don't wanna move.
Great country tunes on the radio.
Get it? Today's country.
Country lives right here. Country is what we do.
Today's country. More of today's new country now.
I love the music.
You're listening to KICR Indie Country Radio, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
Now this is my kind of country. New country. New country. New country.
When we first met, I knew there was something about you. It wasn't your soft pale blue eyes, even though I adore those two. You know I do. But baby, your love is like a high, so high up in the sky. Oh, and we're tumbling down. We're falling in love and we feel it now, falling to the ground. I'm falling, falling, falling for you. I'm falling, falling, I know it's true. I'm falling each day through, and I know there's no doubt, no, there's no doubt, I'm falling for you. So pure and so true, I got a little kid love for you. I know your secrets, you know mine. With you I'd spend all my time, all my time. 'Cause you feel like home, a home I've never known. We're falling in love and we feel it now, falling to the ground. I'm falling, falling, falling for you. I'm falling, falling, I know it's true. I'm falling each day through, and I know there's no doubt, no, there's no doubt, I'm falling for you, falling for you. I'm falling, falling, I know it's true. I'm falling, falling for you, and I know there's no doubt, no, there's no doubt, I'm falling for you.
Song number 2.
I can be his homegrown, all-American honey. I can be his heart of gold, I ain't after his money. I could be his best bet, and that she ain't made yet. I could be his go-to, but I'm a little old school. If he treats me like his number one, not just a notch on his gun, I like what he's bringing to the party. If I'm the only girl on his mind, he knows how to walk the line. I'll be the June to his Johnny. I won't be somebody's nobody. You don't have to get ink or red heart with my name, but I don't mind a little kissing at a red light on Main. His eyes don't go walking, and he listens when I'm talking. He could be an option that just might be worth watching. He treats me like his number one, not just a notch on his gun. I like what he's bringing to the party. If I'm the only girl on his mind, he knows how to walk the line. I'll be the June to his Johnny, but I won't be somebody's nobody. Every king should treat you like a queen. If you don't, then break it off clean. Like his number one, not just a notch on his gun. I like what he's bringing to the party. If I'm the only girl on his mind, and he knows how to walk the line, I'll be the June to his Johnny. He treats me like his number one, not just a notch on his gun. I like what he's bringing to the party. I'm the only girl on his mind, knows how to walk the line. I'll be the June to his Johnny. I won't be somebody's nobody. No, I won't be somebody's nobody. Never gonna be.
Her name is Sydney Hansen. She is my good friend from Nashville, Tennessee. That is called Somebody's Nobody. And before that, another great song called Fallen. I'll have one more here in just a moment. But I want to say that Kent Wells, who produces the great Dolly Parton, also produces my good friend Sydney Hansen. There are some great people in her corner, and she is super, super talented. Congratulations on all the great music on this triple play for Sydney Hansen. And I got to tag her in the post as well, and her music page. So go follow Sydney Hansen Music all over social media. Well, I'm going to have another great radio interview after this next song. Miss Terry Knight is going to join me on the program. You're going to get to hear the stories behind her songs, and she's in radio too. We'll talk about all that and a whole lot more after one more from Sydney Hansen. This is called You or the Whiskey on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR. Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on Triple Play Thursday.
We were 2 drinks in when our lips first met. In the rush I felt hasn't left me yet. It's all blur, then again it's not. So the only question that I've got is, was it you or the whiskey? 'Cause boy, since you kissed me, I've been floating on the next little high. Is it your loving that's got me buzzing? Or was the bourbon messing with my mind? My heart's feeling tipsy. Was it you or the whiskey? Are you feeling the same? Are you dazed and confused? Are we missing a shot if we don't see it through? Intoxication's got me wanting more. How about another taste so I can know for sure? Was it you or the whiskey? 'Cause boy, since you kissed me, I've been floating she kissed me. I've been floating on the next level high. Is it your loving that's got me buzzing? Or was the bourbon messing with my mind? My heart's feeling tipsy. My heart's feeling tipsy. Was it you or the whiskey? Was it you or the whiskey?
You're listening to the Tim Kelly Show on KICR Indie Country Radio. We are live tonight on this Triple Play Thursday edition of the show, and we have a special guest by the name of Terry Knight with us tonight. How are you, my friend?
Hi, how are you? I'm doing great.
Doing fantastic. Terry Knight from Texas, too, by the way. Abilene, Texas.
Oh, yes, indeed. I've been here a long time.
Awesome. I've been in Branson quite a while now, too. It's great to have you on the program, and we've been having a good time talking off the air, but now it's time to do this thing, and so we're glad to have you on and get to play some of your music tonight as well.
Well, I'm excited for that. I really appreciate you playing my music.
Absolutely. And we'll talk about you're in radio, too, so that is awesome.
I am.
The Wolf, 107.1 out of Colorado City, Texas. I didn't know there was a Colorado City until I looked that up.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's right off the interstate. I mean, it's, going out towards West Texas.
Uh-huh. And you,
cool little town.
Yeah, you were born in Lubbock, Texas. I've been out there. I was telling you back in 2008, I was out there for 3 months doing a construction job out there. So.
Yeah, and I love it, but I like Abilene. Abilene has trees.
Yeah, absolutely. Boy, it was flat out there and lots of sand and dust.
Very flat, yeah.
Yeah.
Very flat.
Just 12 years old, you taught yourself to play the guitar and write music. That is amazing.
Yes, I did. In fact, my mother got me my first electric guitar, and I have a picture of it on one of my album covers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wearing little cat-eye glasses because I was 13 years old when I had my first band. And, But she bought me the first guitar, and every day after school, I would run in. I had a little chord book, and I taught myself to play.
That is awesome. Now, you were on a television show called Idaho Down. Was that in Idaho?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I lived in Idaho. I lived in the Northwest for quite a few years, probably during my childhood, and came back. But yeah, it was called Idaho Down, and I will never forget, I went to audition for this show. My mom took me everywhere. I was like this child prodigy, one of these people that your mom drags you around to all the musical things. And so she took me to this show. I don't even know how she got in, but they auditioned me during the commercial. I was watching everything. And then he goes, "We're going to put you on right after the commercial." And I'm like, "What?" And so I said, okay. So I got up there with my guitar. I had musicians with me. They turned them all off so his band could play. And I played the Green, Green Grass of Home. That was the first song that I did on air like that.
I love that song. Because of this interview, I go back and I start researching that, and I think Porter Wagner did it originally. I'm not sure, but I saw his rendition of it. Dean Martin did it. I think Eddie Arnold did it. A bunch of them did it, but I love that song.
I still do it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
In my live shows, it's kind of like a nostalgia thing for me.
Yep. And I saw you have a love of that kind of music, too, the classics. And I started here a while back, this classic country radio station, because of all the great classic country music that is out there. So it's just, I was telling you off the air, that 90s country, and hard to believe it's been 25, almost 30 years ago that started. That's the timeless music that I grew up listening to. And now I'm interviewing artists that were born in the 90s, and that influenced them, too. It's just crazy.
I know, and if you look at how music has changed over the years, but people still gravitate towards the 90s, and the 80s, and because it was like a true form of country.
Uh-huh.
And, a lot of people still love that, and I do a lot of that in my live shows.
Yeah.
And, you know, and people just, they love it. You know, I love the new stuff too, but you really have to go to your roots sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have a classic rock genre background too. You love a little bit of everything like me. You got Americana, you got country, classic rock, and that kind of good stuff going on too.
Yes, I got into classic rock because they had needed a on-air personality for this station, and actually it was a Cumulus station.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought, you know, I started out doing a morning show. Well, I'm not a morning person. And I decided real quick that wasn't for me. But I kept listening to the classic rock going, you know, that is, because a lot of people that listen to traditional country or any country, they also listen to classic rock. And so it kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was, you know, I had one ear in that studio, and finally they put me in there doing afternoons. So I was, my air name is the Queen.
Uh-huh.
And so I was the Queen in the afternoons on Classic Rock 102, The Bear.
There you go. Well,
I did it for 11 years. Yeah.
Let's talk about that. At what point did radio interest you? Because I'll tell you my story real quick. Is about in my 20s when I lived in California. I you know, started listening to Rick Dees back then, and Jay Thomas was on Power 106. If you don't know who Jay Thomas was, he played Carla's husband in Cheers, and he used to be on David Letterman all the time. He has since passed away, but and then the great Casey Kasem doing his American Top 40 countdown.
Yeah.
And then I met my first wife from Oklahoma, and she was listening to country music, and everybody down there in Oklahoma. It was real close to Sherman, Texas, about an hour north of Sherman. And so that 90s country is what I started listening to. And the guys from Oklahoma mainly, like Garth Brooks and Toby Keith, and later on, a little bit later on, Blake Shelton, that's what really made me want to do country radio.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It was, you know, and of course I grew up playing country and all the traditional artists and all of that stuff. And, you know, the first radio job I had was at this easy listening station.
Uh-huh.
And I think I was maybe 16.
Wow.
Something like that. And they had reel-to-reel tapes on the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, it was one of these older stations. And they said, well, all you need to do is just tell the time. So that's all I did. I said, the time is 3:13. And that was it. You know?
Yeah.
And that's how I got started.
That's awesome. We did this thing similar to that. McAllister, Oklahoma was my first radio FM job at KMCO 1013, Today's Country. And we would go in and cut two different versions of the weather for the overnight automation. And so after my live show's over, I would drive home after midnight listening to myself do the weather forecast. And you kind of want to make it sound different in those two versions so they think it's live and not recorded. But
yep, exactly. I mean, it's interesting, and so that's kind of how I got the bug, and then I just stayed in it, you know, and got out of it for a little bit, but always came back to it.
And being the musical director and on-air personality for the Wolf 107.1, that's neat too, because that's kind of what I am here. I'm the musical director, and I get to hear a lot of great music and say, hey, this needs to be on the radio. I'm sure you have the same kind of feeling when you hear a great song. You're like, we got to get this one on the air.
I do, and I'll usually try to contact, you know, the artist, and pretty much probably what you do, but I really love to support my fellow artists, you know, and when you're in a position to do that, it gives you a fulfillment, maybe, that you are doing something good for the industry.
Yeah. I have felt that for 12 years now, going on 13, and I still love doing it. You know, I do a couple of shows a week, a Thursday night and a Friday night show, and they're 3 hours long, and then I throw these 30-minute interviews in there, and I get to meet great people like you and a bunch of up-and-coming artists that, you know, are, you know, really just super talented. And, you know, a lot of them have been on Blake's Team of the Voice and these different talent competitions, but they're just scratching the surface, aren't they, of really what's out there. And I feel like I'm doing the same thing in the 3-hour show. I'm just getting started.
Oh, my goodness. There's so much out there. And, you know, I try to constantly tell people that the best thing you can do is believe in yourself and continue don't give up.
Yeah.
Because, you know, for every no, for every yes, you get 10 no's, but keep going.
Yeah.
You know?
I saw
That's what
somebody
I've had to
post
do.
that the other day, actually. You know, you get a lot of no's in life, in business, whatever. I mean, dating out there in the dating world, you're going to get some no's. You know, but
Oh, yeah,
but that
of course.
one, it said that one yes can change your life.
Yeah, it really can. And, you know, you just have to be aware of what's going on around you, you know, for the most part.
Absolutely. Well, you got a lot going on. You've got 5 singles out to radio right now. We're going to play 3 of them for this Triple Play Thursday show. Whiskey and Promises. Tell us the story behind this one.
Well, when I went into the recording studio, we have a great recording studio here, and he has, you know, he is as much a, it's so good to be with someone that understands what you're wanting. And so we were trying to come up with a new song, and he says, well, you need to, you know, don't date yourself. You know, you need to come up into the newer part of the world. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I said, well, what this world wants are whiskey and promises. And he goes, that's it. Go write that song.
Wow.
And then I realized that, you know, a lot of people in relationships or whatever, you know, they stay in that relationship because the whiskey makes it okay for one more night.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, as long as you've got the whiskey, and then you're going to promise everything in the world as long as you've got enough whiskey in you.
Yeah.
And then, of course, your significant other's going to go, okay, I forgive you one more time.
Yep.
And then you make up, you know, and then after that, tomorrow comes and you think about, well, I've got to leave. Well, let's just have another night, you know. And it's just like a circle. People just, they kind of, it's like a blinder, you know. You can forget about it for one night.
Uh-huh.
And that's kind of, you know, what Whiskey and Promises is about.
That is awesome. Now, let me ask you this, too. Most of the artists that I interview do write their own material. Obviously, you do that as well. At what point did you realize you had that talent? Because that's not something I have. I could do parodies of songs all day long, of already existing ones, and, you know, kind of make them funny or something like that, changing the words around. But that's a real talent in writing songs. How did you get that bug or knew you had it?
Well, it's kind of weird because when I was about 13... when I got that first guitar, I sat down and when I started putting chords together, I thought these lyrics just kept coming to me.
Uh-huh.
And it wasn't something that I forced. It was something that just kind of hit, you know, like sometimes I'll dream and I will dream lyrics. And it's sort of like the world around me gives me all of this material to think about. And then I go in and now I've done it for so long that it's so easy to put something that you've seen or you've heard or some situation into words. And I first started out writing poetry. And then I realized, you know, I would put it on my Facebook all the time, and somebody would always message me, I needed to hear that today.
Yeah.
And so I realized that a lot of... I don't know what's wrong with my voice right now.
That's all right. Warming up that voice for radio.
But I realized that, you know, a lot of people don't know how to put things. They don't know what they're trying to say. Mm-hmm. And so I believe songwriters are messengers, and it's our way of letting someone know what they're feeling, and that's how you connect with them. You know, it's a really weird kind of a spiritual type thing.
It is, and you know, I've asked this many times. You know, is it at the point where you probably wake up at 3:00 in the morning with a song idea or a lyric in your head, and like, I have to write this down and maybe finish it later, or whatever. But you also are self-taught on playing the guitar and these instruments, so you can probably, you know, put a background music to this too, to these words, real easy.
Yeah, I think that is what helped me the most.
Mm-hmm.
I learned just enough to be able to write music with.
Yeah.
And the beauty of it is that on my recordings, like we'll send a rough draft. I don't know if you know Milo Deering.
Mm-mm.
He's in Dallas, but he's done a lot of touring with people like the Eagles, and he's just like everybody's go-to instrumentalist. And so what my recording studio does, we send them a rough draft, like me playing my guitar and just playing these basic chords, and then I'll send it off to him, and he is a musical genius, and he comes up with additions to add to it, and all of that, and it's just really, it's a neat process, but he's just as creative, So when you get other people that are just as creative musically that can put things to your lyrics, it's an amazing thing.
You're exactly right, and I say that all the time on the radio too. And usually it's the Music City, Nashville people, and a big shout out to those studios or whoever, studio musicians. They're awesome in that town. It is Music City for a reason. But let me ask you this: did you record yours in Nashville, or maybe a recording studio in Texas that we need to give a shout out to?
Big Note Recording Studio in Texas.
There you go.
With Terry Mashburn. He is my recording extraordinaire.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say that word. And he has. I've been recording with him probably for about 5 years now.
Yep.
He's recorded people like Johnny Rodriguez, and so he's been in the recording industry for about 45 years.
Wow.
And he is really an amazing, talented guy. He used to be a tour musician,
Uh-huh.
And so when you're surrounded with people that have this much expertise, at first it was intimidating, but then we kind of connected, and so he understands what style of music I am and where I'm going, and
yeah.
And so, it's a fun thing, but Big Note Recording Studio.
There you go. And I say that all the time. There's so many good ones around the country, not just in Nashville, that you can make this music at. Yeah. And a lot of people have it in their home studios now, the talent to be able to do that and mix and master. And so it sounds just as professional as can be. And boy, yours does too. Folks are going to find that out here in just a moment. So we're going to play Whiskey and Promises, and then we're going to come back and talk about another song called Looking Up that actually hit #1 on the European country music charts for you. So we look forward to playing that one too. This is Terry Knight, and your first name, by the way, is Terri. So if people want to look up Terry Knight, we'll come back and talk about your social media too here in just a little bit. But let's play Whiskey Promises on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this Triple Play Thursday.
Let the whiskey tell you what you thought you wanted. A girl like me who didn't know how badly you wanted. But promises you couldn't keep, God knows you really couldn't. And even though we thought we'd love, God knows we really shouldn't. It's a whiskey and a promise kind of night. The whiskey makes it seem like it's alright. Your promise keeps me loving you tonight. It's a whiskey and a promise kind of night. It seemed 100 years ago when we stood up with the preacher. We were both so sure, in life, it was the teacher. We vowed we'd love until we died. We vowed we'd stay together. It's times like these I've realized the times were so much better. It's a whiskey and a promise kind of night. The whiskey makes it seem like it's alright. Keeps me loving you tonight. It's a whiskey and a promise kind of night. loving you tonight. It's a whiskey and a promise kind of night. Your promise keeps me loving you tonight. It's a whiskey and a promise kind of night.
Her name is Terry Knight. That is called Whiskey Promises, and you just got to hear the story behind it. It is a fantastic song. Well done.
Thank you so much.
You bet. I want to thank our friend and yours, Jeannie Foley, a great country music promoter, and she was in Texas, but she moved closer to Nashville to be closer to her grandkids, and so she hooked me up with you, and I was sure glad you dropped in my email here a week or two ago.
I'll tell you, she's a special lady, and I just love her to death. You know, I can't thank her enough for everything that she does for so many people.
Yep. We were talking just a little bit while that song was playing, you know, and you deal with that in radio, and artists asking you, you know, how can I get my songs out there? And you've got to have those kind of good people in your corner too, don't you, promoting your music? Yeah. So that's one of the first things you need is a promoter, isn't it?
You know, it really is. And a lot of people, that they think that they can just start getting on the chart right away, and that's just not how it works, you know.
Yeah.
Unless you're already pretty much established. But if you're just starting out, you've got to have a team with you, you know. I mean, just like my team, a recording studio, I mean, there's such great people there. And then promoters, you know, you just got to have somebody helping you, because it is time consuming to try to contact everybody. And you know, and just like me, I work a day job in radio too, so I just don't have a lot of time to do that. So you've got to have a team with you. You can't. It's really hard to do it by yourself.
It is. I know that because that's what I do on this show. It is a one-man show, and that's how it operates. But you know, I love doing it. But one of the hardest things for me is putting a show together, for trying to figure out who am I going to play tonight, you know, or you know, who am I going to, you know, give the love to, you know, on this particular show, a Triple Play Thursday or something like that. The music is just so darn good, and I took a break during the pandemic away from radio for about a year, and then, you know, that music just kept filling my email, and I'm like, okay, I got to get back in the radio thing because this needs to be played, you know. And then
there's so much good stuff.
Yeah, and then we come around full circle and end up meeting Terry Knight tonight. So it has been a pleasure having you on.
Well, I ended up meeting you, and it's just awesome, so thank you.
Yeah, hopefully we can meet in person one of these days. I haven't been out to West Texas in a long, long time, but my wife is actually from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And, her dad is buried in the Laurelland Cemetery there in Dallas-Fort Worth, where Stevie Ray Vaughan is also buried, the great guitarist Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah. So,
there's so much history all around this whole area.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, you know, you just never know who is really here.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I say it all the time on the radio, too, about this. The most two places I get my music from are Texas and Canada right now. They're just blowing it up.
Oh, wow. Yeah, and I'll tell you, Europe is a huge country music. I mean, they love country music.
They sure do. And
they really do.
Speaking of that, we talked about that, getting ready for this next song. Looking Up reached #1 on the European country music chart. So congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yes, they just embraced that song. And, in fact, I think they're still playing it in some parts. But it's just, you know, that song was very special to me because I lost my father at a pretty young age.
Uh-huh.
And I always wanted to write something to let people know that even though you've lost someone, they're not really lost. Yeah. They're still there somewhere, even in spirit. And so that song, you know, I'm looking up, or when you're looking up, I'm looking down.
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, wherever you are, I'm there with you. Yeah. And so that's what the whole song is about, whether it be relationship, parent, whoever, you know, whoever you've lost, it kind of leaves you with a feeling that it's okay. it'll be all right. So I try to give some kind of positive message out there.
Man, I love that. I've thought about that a lot, because, we've all lost people, and we get to that age in our lives, I'll be 62 coming up in October. We've all lost somebody, and, but every time you look in the mirror, at yourself, at your kids, at your grandkids, you're like, you can still see that person because they look a lot alike, that's just the way genetics work. So you're right, they're always with you in some form.
Yeah, and that's what the song's about. And I've had people send me messages and tell me, your song helped me so much, And whenever they feel like they need to grieve, they'll put that song on. Yeah. That wasn't the intent, but if it helps you, then that's great, Isn't
that neat? And that's the reason we do music and the reason we do radio, too, is to help these artists get their heart and soul out to the people that they put together in 3 or 4 minutes in a song.
And by the way, Whiskey and Promises is now number 3 on that chart.
There you go. That's awesome.
So I'm hoping it moves up, keeps moving.
And you've hit the Texas Country Music Association charts, the top 25 too. So as one to watch. And I'll tell you what, I've been doing this a long time. You've been doing radio a long time. Mm-hmm. We know people that make good music, and we really kind of click on the ones to watch, don't we? And you're one of those for sure. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that very much. I was so happy when I got that nod. I went, wow.
Yes.
So that song did have a lot of, it hit somebody.
You have a gift, and your gift is using your voice, whether it be singing or doing your radio show, to help people make their day a little bit better. And, that's the reason I love doing these 3-hour shows. It's kind of escape from what's going on in the world around us, and there's a lot going on right now. But, people go to see a movie and get away from all that for a reason. They tune into programs like this to kind of escape and hear some new music and the stories behind the songs, and kind of get to meet these artists over the airwaves like yourself.
I had a lady call me. I was on the air, and she called me, and because sometimes I'll just tell stupid stories and laugh about it, And she called me and she said, I just want to let you know that I was having the worst day, and then I heard you laughing, and everything was okay.
Wow. Isn't that something?
Isn't that cool? I just think it's really neat when you can lift somebody up like that.
Yeah. That is awesome. And country radio is my first love, but comedy's kind of my second. And so I started a jokes page, for these clean dad jokes on TikTok. So, I think that's a cool way to start, somebody's day a little bit better. And,
it sure
is. Just like this morning, I went to the gym and immediately I lost 10 pounds, and I'm glad that dumbbell didn't hit my foot. It could have been really bad.
Oh my gosh.
That kind of stuff.
I love it.
Get your day going. Mama,
find your page.
Yeah, there you go. Mama, Take Me Back to Texas is going to be the third song. Tell us about this one too, real quick.
Well, that song, of course, I lost my mom in January. And she was my sounding board. She was, she was the one that had to sit there every time I wrote a new song. And she had to tell me what she thought about it, and she was very truthful. She goes, it's going to be a hit,
Uh-huh.
Of course, your mother thinks everything you do is a hit. So, but she's the one that introduced me to music and got me my first guitar, played in my first band. She was the drummer in my band. And so I was on stage underage. We played in all these bars. But my mom was there, and I was there, watching all the people drinking too much alcohol. And
uh-huh.
But she was the one that introduced me to the world of music. And so when I wrote Mama, Take Me Back to the Texas Pines, it was my tribute to her.
That is awesome.
It was what I could do, to kind of... And then, like, the album cover is a picture of our first band.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 13 years old. My mother is the drummer, and just one little quick story about her. She was, one night I was singing, we were in this, called the Chief Bar or something, and all of a sudden I heard this whizzing go by my head, and it was a drumstick.
Oh.
And she had thrown a drumstick because my stepfather had asked a woman to dance. And so my mother didn't take kindly to that, and the next thing I knew, she had dived off the stage, and she was rolling around on the ground with that girl, and I'm up there going, what is going on, And back, she had pulled that lady's hair and a wig came up. And so Mother was flashing the wig around going, not so pretty now, are you? So she was a character.
You got some memories, don't you?
Oh, yeah. So the best thing I could do was write a song to kind of in tribute to her.
That is awesome, man. That makes me think next time I go get a bucket of chicken, I'm not going to do the drumstick. We'll let that go whizzing by. That is awesome. Thanks for being on the program, Terry. It has been a blast. Let's do it again real soon.
Let's do. I loved it.
Awesome.
Thank you so much,
You
Tim.
bet.
You're awesome.
Tell us where we can find you on social media, and folks can check out more of your music and the other two songs that we aren't going to be able to play tonight.
Well, if you go to my website, it's Terry Knight, TerriKnight.com, and that has all of my music on there. I'm also on Spotify and all of that stuff, So if you look up Terry Knight Music, if you Google that, usually you can find where my music is. It's on YouTube and pretty much everywhere.
Okay. That sounds good, and we'll definitely keep you posted on what's going on with Terry Knight here. And I just want to tell you real quick, too, on Facebook, I've got a couple of private pages, but I'll put you in there. It's KICR Indie Country Club, and also artists played on KICR Indie Country Radio. So feel free to promote whatever you want in there. If you got a new video coming out to one of your songs, we do that as well. So whatever you'd like to promote, join those, and we got hundreds of people in there, so.
I will do it. Thank you.
Absolutely. This is called Looking Up from Terry Knight on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on a Triple Play Thursday.
Things right, I'll turn off the light and imagine you were there. The ghost in my mind, reaching through time and stroking my hair. I sigh through the darkness, remembering what I heard you say. One more time tonight, I'll share my vision with you and put on your best face and don't let the lonely show through. You're not without me, so don't ever doubt I'm around. Oh, remember, when you're looking up, I'm looking down. Your touch was so tender, and then I'll remember where you used to lay. I'll look at the ceiling, remembering the feeling of you every day. Your voice in my head, with the soft words you struggle to say. One more time tonight, I'll share my vision with you and put on your best face and don't let the lonely show through. You're not without me, so don't ever doubt I'm around. Oh, remember, you're looking up, I'm looking down. about me, so don't ever doubt I'm around. Oh, remember, when you're looking up, I'm looking down. Oh, remember, when you're looking up, I'm looking down.
Of the best in new country starts now on Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
Mama was a drummer in my first country band. Daddy was a cowboy and I used to lend a hand. He taught me how to gamble, how to ride and break a horse. He taught me patience through divorce. And I was only 12 years old when I taught myself guitar. I sat up every night till we played our first bar. And Mama sang and played those drums, and that became my life. On stage we were hell on wheels all night. And Mama, take me back to the times we had back then. Mama, take me back so I can live all that again. Oh, Mama, Mama, take me back to those hills I used to ride. Mama, take me back to the Texas pines. One day I looked up and she was 85, but she still loved the music. Hell, that's how we survived. And Daddy comes to visit. You know, he's a little slower than he used to be. And I'm still playing music, 'cause that's my mama's love. And Mama, take me back to the times we had back then. Mama, take me back so I can live all that again. Oh, Mama, Mama, take me back to those hills I used to ride. Mama, take me back to the Texas pines. Oh, Mama, you used to love those Texas pines. We talked about it all the time. I remember that cool spring night. I sat by Mama's side. She reached up and touched my face, her eyes bright with pride. Please sing that song, the one you wrote for me. Guitar in hand, I slid up close and sang so she could see. Mama, take me back. Mama, take me back to the times we had back then. Mama, take me back so I can live all that again. Oh, Mama, Mama, take me back to those hills I used to ride. Mama, take me back to the Texas pines. Mama, take me back to the Texas pines. I love you, Mama.
She is making her mama and her fans proud. Her name is Terry Knight. It is Terri, and Knight is Knight. Go check her out all over social media. And I'm looking at the comments, Terry, and you got lots of new fans too. They are loving your music, and thank you for a great radio interview tonight. Man, what a great night of country music so far. Wade Jennings, the grandson of Waylon Jennings, and Terry Knight on the same program. This has been a great night, and we're not done yet. Welcome to hour number 3 of the Tim Kelly Show. We are live on our website at KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. We are live on Facebook, and and live on YouTube simultaneously. I'm keeping busy. I'll tell you what, if you see me looking up a lot, I got a monitor behind my laptop, and that way I can see everything, and I'm not trying to miss anybody. Thank you for all the kind comments on the show, and I hope you love the music, ladies and gentlemen. If you're first time listening, hopefully it won't be your last, and I'll be back on the air tomorrow night for New Music Friday. We'll kick that off at 7 p.m. Central Time as well, and a couple of great radio interviews on that show. I have had the pleasure of interviewing this next gentleman several times on the program. He's my good friend from Colorado. His name is Lee Sims, and you can also hear his voice on my classic country music channel. I appreciate him volunteering his voice to do some liners for me, and he is sounding real good over there as well. The first one in the triple play for Lee Sims is called Big on the Little Things on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on Triple Play Thursday.
I take Route 405 sometimes on my way home. It's a little out of my way, but that's the way I go. There's a patch of wildflowers that grow summer, fall, and spring. My baby's big on little things. I rise and shine with the morning sun long before she does. I head downstairs to the kitchen and I grab her favorite cup. Her sweet kiss comes with that coffee that I bring. My baby's big on little things. A little white frame wedding chapel and a little white dress her grandma made. A little house with a little extra room for some little ones someday. A lifelong vow that I'll be keeping in this tiny diamond ring. Yeah, my baby's big on little things. She's big on little things. I pick up that cell phone for no reason and no rhyme, just to remind her that she's always on my mind. I smile just thinking of her smiling when it rains. My baby's big on little things. A little white frame wedding chapel and a little white dress her grandma made. A little house with a little extra room for some little ones someday. A lifelong vow that I'll be keeping in this tiny diamond ring. Yeah, my baby's big on little things. White frame wedding chapel and a little white dress her grandma made. A little house with a little extra room for some little ones someday. A lifelong vow that I'll be keeping in this tiny diamond ring. Yeah, my baby's big on little. My baby's big on little. My baby's big on little things. Big on little things.
Song number 2.
Think I'm gonna be like all the others before you met me. Those other clowns, I've gotta warn you now, I'm gonna let you down. If you're sure it's gonna fall apart and you're only waiting for me to break your heart, thinking that's what love's about. I'm gonna let you down. I'm gonna change your expectations. I'm gonna make a smile out of that frown. But if you're convinced I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna let you down. If you're suspecting that I'm only here to whisper sweet words in your ear just for tonight, I've got to tell you now, I'm gonna let you down. I'm gonna change your expectations. I'm gonna make a smile out of that frown. But if you're convinced I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna let you down. I'm gonna change your expectations. I'm gonna make a smile out of that frown. But if you're convinced I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna let you down. But if you're convinced I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna let you down.
Once again, his name is Lee Sims. He is from the great state of Colorado, and that is called I'm Gonna Let You Down. My name is Tim Kelly. I am not gonna let you down. I've got a show tomorrow night. We're gonna call it New Music Friday, and I'm gonna play lots of brand new music. You gotta be sure to tune into that one. You're gonna hear music that I haven't even played on the radio yet, and I've been doing this a long, long time. So be sure to tune in tomorrow night at KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. And we got two great interviews from tonight's show that are gonna go into the Tim Kelly Show interview archives. You can find that tab on our website as well. Hit that one, and tonight you're going to hear Wade Jennings is going to go in there, and Miss Terry Knight. You can download those interviews, put them on your social media if you wish as an artist, and you can listen to them as an artist or a fan over and over and over again, and we hope you do, and the artist hope you do. The third one in the triple play for my good friend Lee Sims is his latest single, doing quite well on the country music charts. It is called If God Got the Blues on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's best on Triple Play Thursday.
You won't find me on the front pew every time the church doors open, or walking around with a Bible in my hand. But I've hit my knees, I've made my peace, and I know where I'm going. And one day I'm gonna meet the man. Please don't get me wrong, 'cause I'm no better than the rest. But there's just a simple question that we need to ask ourselves. What would we do if God got the blues? If he threw his hands up in the air, looked down and said he didn't care, or we asked for forgiveness and he refused, tell me, what would we do if God got the blues? Can you see a small child praying? Now I lay me down to sleep, and the good Lord turned a deaf ear to it all. Or a man who with his last breath said he's finally seen the light, But when he closed his eyes, the dark was all he saw. No, I don't mean to scare so, or put no one to shame. But the way this world's been going, don't it make you stop and think, what would we do if God got the blues? If he threw his hands up in the air, looked down and said he didn't care, or we asked for forgiveness and he refused, tell me, what would we do if God got the blues? Tell me, what would we do if God got the blues?
Great country tunes on the radio.
Get it? Today's country.
I love absolutely every single song they play. This station is dangerously good.
This is Today's Country.
I like the music. I like the DJs.
There's even more to like.
I like everything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 More of today's new country now.
I love the music.
You're listening to KICR Indie Country Radio, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
And this is my kind of country. New country. New country. New country.
I think he wants to be that guy in my dreams who wants to steal my heart, or so it seems. I've heard it all through town, rumors flying around. I wish he had the nerve to tell me now and lay it down tonight, tonight, tonight.
number 2.
Sometimes I'm riding high, sometimes I hit the floor, but that ain't gonna stop me. I'll keep coming back for more. Dust myself off, take control and grab the bull by the horns. Then life is uphill and throws a wrench in the wheel, and trying to get ahead, it's got you sinking deeper. Your paycheck's a joke, another bump in the road. But what didn't kill me never made me weaker. I'm getting along like I always do. It's just a rock in my shoe. It ain't about the money. I know you can't buy time. When every day's a gamble, I ain't scared of throwing dice. Another uphill battle, a never-ending fight. This world ain't gonna hold me back. I got a mountain to climb. When life is uphill and throws a wrench in the wheel, and trying to get ahead, it's got you sinking deeper. Your paycheck's a joke, another bump in the road. But what didn't kill me never made me weaker. I'm getting along like I always do. It's just a rock in my It's been one hell of a ride, with the good Lord riding shotgun by my side. Life is uphill and throws a wrench in the wheel, and trying to get ahead, it's got you sinking deeper. Your paycheck's a joke, another bump in the road. But what didn't kill me never made me weaker. I'm getting along like I always do. It's just a rock in my shoe. It's just a rock in my shoe. It's just a rock in my shoe.
Her name is Annie Vander. That is called Rockin' My Shoe. That is a rockin' country song, ladies and gentlemen. And before that, another great song called Tonight from Annie Vander. We just recently had a great radio interview. Her interview is in the Tim Kelly Show archives. You can click that tab on the top of our website at KICRIndieCountryRadio.com and just search for Annie Vander. And you might scroll across someone you haven't heard of yet. If you do, click on theirs too. We got some great talent on here, and that's why we call it New Country's Best. The third one in the triple play is brand new for Annie Vander. It is called The Daddy Tree on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio. New Country's Best on Triple Play Thursday.
I guess I never understood what my old man was saying when he was trying to raise me good. At that time I just couldn't see all those little things he did. He did them just for me, and time rolled on. And time rolled on. Yeah, I got spanked a time or two, but looking back on who I was, I deserved more than a few. I took things a little bit too far. Always seemed to get my hand caught up in that cookie jar, and time rolled on. And time rolled on. Sometimes I turned 17. Raising me must have been so hard. But please don't worry, Daddy. I've learned lessons from the heart. I knew you loved me and all, but you were way too protected when any boy would call. You'd grab a gun without a care. But did you have to chase him down the street in your underwear? And time rolled on. And time rolled on. I heard you pray and I just smiled while I was putting on that white dress before you walked me down the aisle. You tapped your glass and we all cheered, and our dance at the reception, it all became so clear. The time rolls on. Yeah, time rolls on. Sometimes I thought he was the meanest man in town, and it took so many painful years for his little girl to come around. I'm surprised I even learned from him when I knew everything, and I hope I have his patience when mine turned 17. Raising me must have been so hard, but please don't worry, Daddy. I've learned lessons from the heart. Dear Lord, for giving you to me, 'cause I couldn't have picked a better man from the daddy tree.
You're listening to the Tim Kelly Show's Triple Play Thursday on KICR Indie Country Radio.
Loving her is all I live for. Loving her, I'm the only man she wants to know, Lord. 'Cause loving her is a one-man show. Now I'm a star in her arms, with her body so soft and warm. We're singing a song that no one else knows. 'Cause loving her is a one-man show. She's the stage, she's the crowd, she's the words I sing out loud. And every time we do the show, it makes love stronger and lets it grow. Thank the Lord, she won't let go. She's holding on to her one-man show. I'm a star in her arms, with her body so soft and warm. We're singing a song that no one else knows. 'Cause loving her is a one-man show. Loving her is a one-man show.
Song number 2.
Gotta be sad in this sad world. Everything that's gone bad in this bad world. You got beauty and health. That's a win, girl. Take a look at yourself. You ain't gotta be sad. With all the things that lift you up and everything that's brought you here, happiness can rise above and take away all your fears. Living life with love and hugs, not looking in the rearview mirror, letting go of all that was. Finally catch those falling tears. Don't worry about nothing, 'cause we ain't got it that bad. You ain't gotta be sad in this sad world. Everything that's gone bad in this bad world. You got beauty and health. That's a win, girl. Take a look at yourself. You ain't gotta be sad. If you feel like giving up, well, you should know we've all been there. It's not about what's in your cup, and just as long as something's there, live your life with hope and trust. Well, these arms are holding us. But if you feel like giving up, just know they're strong enough. But don't worry about nothing, 'cause we ain't got it that bad. You ain't gotta be sad in this sad world. Everything that's gone bad in this bad world. You got beauty and health. That's a win, girl. Take a look at yourself. You ain't gotta be sad in this sad world. Everything that's gone bad in this bad world. You got beauty and health. That's a win, girl. Take a look at yourself. Just take a look at yourself. You ain't gotta be sad. If you feel like giving up, you should know we've all been there. It's not about what's in your cup, just as long as something's there.
He is my good friend Jonathan Lynn. That is his current single out to radio. It is called Sad Girl. And before that, another great song called One Man Show. I told Terry Knight in our radio interview that that's exactly how this show operates. It is a one-man show. I need help, ladies and gentlemen. I am multitasking big time. I'm using something new called Restream, and we're broadcasting on Facebook Live. We're on YouTube, and we're going to send the show out to about 10 radio stations. We're recording for that as well. It's going to go all over social media, on our website, to Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, you name it. We got it going on, and I absolutely love doing it. Love playing Jonathan Lynn's music, too, and lots of new artists like him. This next one is a very fitting song for tonight because I interviewed Wade Jennings, the grandson of the great Waylon Jennings. This is called She Went to Harvard, I Went to Waylon, from Jonathan Lynn on The Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on a Triple Play Thursday.
She's got a PhD. I own a BAR. I drive an old pickup truck. She drives an imported car.
loves to wear her Versace. I love these old Wrangler jeans. I like burgers and fries and hot apple McPies. She loves that nouveau cuisine. She went to Harvard and I went to Wayland. I love Willie Nelson. She loves Eddie Van Halen. She's over in Rome, yeah, but I stayed at home, 'cause the Jaguars and Titans are playing. She went to Harvard and I went to Wayland. Her dad's a big CEO. My dad's a big SOB. I love to lay on the sofa. She'd rather lay on the beach. She spends half her day on the treadmill, but my beer gut looks just fine to me. She loves One Life to Live and American Idol. I love Boss Hogg and old General Lee. She went to Harvard and I went to Wayland. I do love some Merle Haggard. She gets off on Van Halen. She's over in Rome, hey, but I stayed at home, 'cause the Jaguars and Titans are playing. She went to Harvard and I went to Wayland. She's over in Rome, hey, but I stayed at home, 'cause the Jaguars and Titans are playing. She went to Harvard and I went to Wayland. Right where I belong, too.
New country sounds like this.
I'd rather drink a hot beer, build a fire in the pouring rain, burn all of my fishing gear, then set sail in a hurricane.
And this.
I don't wanna be a good time girl, arm around my shoulder, shutting down your favorite bar.
And this.
99 Halo couldn't take you away.
You're listening to the best in new country music on KICR Indie Country Radio.
I know just where you come from and what you've been through. And I've heard you say that life's not fair. But baby, when I say that I love you, hon, I really do. There's nothing in my heart for you to be scared. 'Cause baby, I do, I will, I can be your one and only man. I couldn't ask for more when God opened the door and let your sun shine in. I've got no castle or fancy things, but you'll always be my queen. Oh baby, take my my hand forever. Understand I wanna be your one and only man. The winds may blow harder in our future, oh, but I know it won't fade us away. We'll ride the waves and hold on a little tighter, and in 100 years from now you'll still hear me say, baby, I do, I will, I can be your one and only man. I couldn't ask for more when God opened the door and let your sun shine in. I've got no castle or fancy things, but you'll always be my queen. Oh, baby, take my hand forever. Understand I wanna be your one and only man. Oh, baby, take my hand forever. Understand I wanna be your one and only man.
Song number 2.
I've got all the time in the world, that's what they say. Someday we'll sit down and work it out, ah, but not today. But seasons come and years have passed, and now the cold wind blows. Past regrets and things unsaid is now their home. I don't wanna be stone cold when I'm standing before the stone of someone I should have made things right, but I left alone. That old winter chill of stubborn pride will leave you frozen to the bone. And if that's the price for being right, I don't wanna be stone cold. Before the stone of someone you should have made things right, but you left alone. That old winter chill of stubborn pride will leave you frozen to the bone. And if that's the price for being right,
His name is Stephen Wood. That is called Stone Cold. And before that, another great song from Stephen Wood called Baby I Do. Baby I Do. Love playing his music. And I'm going to play one more here in just a moment to complete his triple play. I just tagged Stephen Wood Music on my Facebook page. We are live over there on Facebook. So go check him out and tell him Tim Kelly sent you. Love to interview him one of these days. I know that'll happen. This third song in the triple play is a great take on a Ronnie Millsap song, Smoky Mountain Rain. It is called Smoky Mountain Pain from Stephen Wood on the Tim Kelly Show for KICR. Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on Triple Play Thursday.
I heard a Millsap song in the hotel lobby while checking in my room with you on my mind. It sounded like old Ronnie was singing my story. I felt his song and I took it as a sign. I was only gonna follow my dream for a year or two, but I'm not happy if I'm anywhere without you. I'm feeling Smoky Mountain pain in California. LA's not the place where I belong. My heart's in Tennessee, where I should be right now. Yet I'm stuck here on the coast and longing for you. I'm feeling Smoky Mountain pain in California. Tonight I'll catch a red eye into Nashville and then follow the radio all the way home. Funny how a change of space can change you and bring you back to what you've always known. Maybe living without you just ain't living. 'Cause miles away your love just kept on giving. I'm feeling Smoky Mountain pain in California. LA's not the place where I belong. My heart's in Tennessee, where I should be right now. Yet I'm stuck here on the coast and longing for you. I'm feeling Smoky Mountain pain in California. Yeah, I'm feeling Smoky Mountain pain in California.
In a world, there was one man, Tim Kelly, and there was only one radio station, Indie Country Radio.
This small town might not look like much, just corner stores and rusty trucks and everything else that I love. It's all right here. Some people can't wait to get out. Me, I think I'll just stick around, 'cause heaven looks like here to me, where I wanna be. So give me a hell yeah and an amen for the good times and good friends. We raise them up, then we drink them down. We all get lost, we all get found. When the whiskey buzz starts to move you, Friday feeling cuts right through you. That's the good Lord talking to you. That's a neon hallelujah. That's a neon hallelujah. It's my favorite prayer to pray. It's a John boat on the lake. It's a tin roof a rainy day. It's the way we got it made. So give me a hell yeah and an amen for the good times and good friends. We raise them up, then we drink them down. We all get lost, we all get found. When the whiskey buzz starts to move you, Friday feeling cuts right through you. That's a good Lord talking to you. That's a neon hallelujah. That's a neon hallelujah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a blue sky, it's a truck bed, it's a cold beer, it's a godsend. It might seem ordinary, but don't let it fool you. That's a neon hallelujah. That's a neon hallelujah. Oh, so give me a hell yeah and an amen for the good times and good friends. We raise them up, then we drink them down. We all get lost, we all get found. When the whiskey buzz starts to move you, Friday feeling cuts right through you. That's a good Lord talking to you. That's a neon hallelujah. That's a neon hallelujah. That's a neon hallelujah. Neon hallelujah. Neon hallelujah.
Song number 2.
There's a girl to my left headed home with a hunch, gonna try to catch them both in the act. There's a kid on my right, gonna see her daddy tonight with a pawn shop diamond on the dash. There's a blinker that's been on for the last 3 miles, bet they got that radio turned up. So many different faces, headed different places in a long line of cars and trucks. We're coming, we're going, we're just passing through. We're living in the windshield and in the rear view. We're spinning our wheels, trying not to get stuck in a long line of cars and trucks. Cars and trucks. Burning Man, Bonnaroo, dead
His name is J.D. Shelburne. That is called Cars and Trucks. And before that, another great song called Neon Hallelujah. And he is the gentleman that always takes me out of the show. So I'm going to play See You on the Radio here in just a moment. But if you have a trip to Branson here anytime soon, you'll probably see a long line of cars and trucks. The kids are out of school and summer is heating up, literally heating up. And by the way, you can check out that full weekly weather forecast on our website as well at KICRIndyCountryRadio.com. If you are planning a trip to Branson, we will see you here as well. Thanks for being with me tonight on this Triple Play Thursday edition of the show. I want to thank my special guests, Wade Jennings and Terry Knight, for joining me on the program. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central Time, we'll do New Music Friday, and my special guest tomorrow night will be Hunter Fountain and Gary Patrick. He'll be back for a second radio interview, and so we'll have a good time catching up with him and hearing lots of new music on the radio tomorrow night. The Tim Kelly Show is produced by Tim Kelly Productions. Like us on Facebook at The Tim Kelly Show, and we will like you right back. Until next time, I will see you on the radio. Bye-bye, everybody.
I can put you in